when the sun was shining, it was shining on you, on your face. I saw your beauty, Rabbi Yochanan. And I'm thinking that one day all that beauty is going to be buried 6 feet under the ground. And yes, Rabbi Yochanan was extremely handsome. He was so handsome that he used to go and sit opposite the door of the mikveh, so that when the women would come out and they would see him, they would give birth to beautiful, handsome children. And Rabbi Yochanan says yes. And both of them cried again. So now, what does this story have to do with Yaakov or with anything else? So let's look. So let's come back to Rachel. She was beautiful, inside and outside. Leah, her eyes were rakot, they were red. She didn't have beautiful eyes. Why? Because Leah was crying every single day. Rachel, is her beauty reflected her perfection of character. Leah cries because Leah tries to improve herself. She is not perfect. She has so much struggles. So Hashem says to Yaakov, I created a world not for perfection, but a world of struggles, a world where people are going to struggle, not a perfect world. And that is my hana'ah, my enjoyment. What does the world give back to me? The world can give me chidush, something new, something that is created, something that is not expected. What is created? What is new? That is the improvement that a person does in his tefillah, in his teshuvah. And so tzaddikim, Hashem says, there are many of them in Gan Eden. But when someone wakes up in the morning, and a regular Jew, and his Yetzer Hara tries to stop him from going to shul, or from saying his tefillah if it's a woman and she's at home, or from doing a mitzvah. But this same person, the same woman, refuses to listen to the Yetzer Hara, goes and opens up a siddur and starts praying. And because of this, she's able to say her berachot, and she's able to say her tefillah, and she's able to concentrate, maybe not on the entire tefillah, but maybe on part of the tefillah. Again and again, it is a struggle. That is a creation. That paragraph or that beracha that was said with so much kavanah, that was a creation. And that is something new. That is something that was not expected. A tzaddik keeps and looks after what he was given. He was given certain talent, he was given certain kedusha and a certain tahara, and he keeps that. Not that chas v'shalom we're putting down tzaddikim. But the Baal Tshuva, every day it is a new creation. Whatever he does is Leshem Shamayim. He does it for Hashem. So Hashem says to Yaakov, you want Rachel, you want perfection. And actually, the Baal HaTanya says, Rachel equals in Gematria to Vayehi Or. That means that whenever Rachel, she was so perfect in everything that she did, that there was light. What a tzaddiket. Everyone noticed Rachel. because there was light wherever she went. You felt there was something around her. And about Leah, the Bala Tanya says, Leah means that she was tired. Why is she tired? Why is Leah tired? Because Leah, she needs to overcome her struggles. Every day she's struggling. Hashem says, you want Rachel? You want or? Who doesn't want or? Who doesn't want light? Who doesn't want perfection? But Hashem says, no. My pleasure, my hana'ah, is to see a Jew doing something good that was not expected. Overcoming a struggle is done for me. It's done L'Shem Shamayim. That's my nahat. That's my enjoyment. That's my hana'ah. Oh, but it's not perfect. Doesn't matter, Hashem says. It's a gift that this person, this woman, this Jewish woman, or this Jewish man, or this Jewish child is giving me. And the Bala Tanya says, actually, it's like a salad. You can serve a salad how? You can just cut up vegetables and put them out on the plate. People are going to serve themselves. Or you can make a salad with dips and with a sauce. So even the sharpest, like if you cannot eat, let's say, harif, something that is very harif, it's very spicy. Yet because it's in the salad with all the other condiments, it's eatable. You can eat it, and it's very tasty, right? And that sauce brings out the best of the vegetables. And that's what Hashem is saying. That the struggle brings the best out of us. There's a story about a couple. That story is going to make us understand a little bit this point. There's a story about a couple in Yerushalayim who did not have children. They had been married for 16 years. They did not have any children. They tried all kind of segulot, do this and do this and do this. Nothing ever helped. Till one day the husband comes home, and he came home from a shiur, and he told his wife, listen, tonight I heard that if you go up for maftir and you read the haftarah on Rosh Hashanah, the haftarah of Hannah, that is a big segula to have children. So his wife says, okay, then sure, go ahead, do it. What good is it to us to have money if you don't have any children? Whatever it costs, buy the haftarah. What's the haftarah of Hannah? Hannah had been married for 19 years to her husband. Her husband had taken a second wife, and he had 10 children with her, Penina. And Hannah still was waiting, and nothing was going on, was happening. Until one year, when they had, every year they would go to the Mishkan, they would travel. Hannah and Elkanah, her husband, and Penina and her children, they would travel, and on the way they would always take a different route. This way they would bring more people to the Mishkan. And so one year Elkanah had offered a korban, and then part of the korban shelamim, that he was allowed to eat some of it, so he brought home, and he gave the biggest, the nicest part of the meat, he gave it to Hannah. But Hannah could not eat. She couldn't swallow it. And she was crying. I said, why? Why are you crying? I am to you better than 10 sons. When Elkanah said that, it actually had an opposite effect of what Elkanah was expecting. Because then Hannah realized Elkanah stopped hoping that I would ever have children. And so she got up and she went to the Mishkan and she started to pray. And she prayed so hard. And actually, many halachot laws of tefillah we learned from Hannah. The Amidah that we have to say quietly, we learned it from Hannah. And so Hannah was praying, and Hashem actually answered her prayer. And a year later, she had Shemuel, who was such a great tzaddik, who he was equal to Moshe and Aaron. And so this man, who was childless, his name was Moshe. On Rosh Hashanah, he went to Shul, and he was waiting for the bidding to start for the Aliyot and for the Haftarah. So they went through the Aliyot, and then came the Haftarah. So people were bidding 1,000, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 300, 5,000. And he came up 10,000. Everyone looked around. What? And they realized, oh, why is he doing this? And someone else was bidding again. At the end, he bought the Haftarah for 500,000 shekalim. And he was very happy. He looked up at his wife. Show her how happy he was that finally he was able to get the maftir and haftarah on Rosh Hashanah, the haftarah of Hannah. And so they started reading the Torah. Then they were about to read the fourth aliyah, Revi'im, when one of the men from the shul went over. His name was Abraham. He went over to Moshe and he says, Moshe, listen, today is my father's yahrzeit. It's Nachala. I have to say Kaddish. I have to read the Haftarah. So we bought already, my brother was here, he bought already an aliyah. And I also bought. However, because we are two brothers, according to halacha, we cannot read one aliyah one after another. There has to be someone in between us. So let's exchange. Give me your aliyah, the last one, with the haftarah, and I'll give you mine, which is before yours. For a moment, Moshe closed his eyes, and he was thinking to himself, Hashem, what is it? Another struggle? Not yet. Time has not yet. I already paid so much money. But then he controlled himself, and he said to Abraham, go ahead, take my aliyah. And they exchanged places. And so it happened, what happened at the end, that Moshe did not get the aliyah of Hannah, the maftir and the haftarah. After the tefillah, everyone went over to this Abraham. How heartless are you? Don't you see how much this man paid? Don't you know this man doesn't have children? He wants to read the haftarah, and you took it away from him. His only chance, that's it. He has to wait until next year again to get a chance to read the haftarah. What did you do? And people came to him and said, you're really heartless. One after another. He felt so bad. So he went over to Moshe, and he says, please, forgive me. Forgive me for taking away the aliyah from you. Please forgive me. Please don't hold it against me. Moshe looked at him and says, Abraham, I'm not holding it against you. I'm mevater. I'm giving it to you. I gave it to you with a full heart. Maybe the zechut of me giving it to you with a full heart, maybe is what we need to have a child. And that's it. The year went by. The next Rosh Hashanah, Abraham was waiting outside for Moshe to come. As soon as he saw Moshe coming, he ran to him. Moshe, the whole year you don't know how we were tortured, myself and my wife. We were tortured, the entire world. What did I do to you? What did I do to you? I took away from you the chance of having a child. Please, I am ready to pay more than the 22,000 that you paid. Even if it goes up to 50,000 shekalim, I'm ready to pay for it. Please forgive me. I want you to get today the Haftarah. And Moshe smiles at him. And he says, no, there's no need. I don't need to read today the Haftarah. Abraham says, what? What do you mean? He says, yes, because 1 month ago, my wife gave birth to twin boys. That was the vitur. That was giving in. That was the working, the struggle that Hashem was looking for. And so, Hashem says to Yaakov, your theory is wrong. Your theory of marrying Rachel to have children who are tzaddikim is wrong. But Yaakov says, yes, but I wanted to have children who are tzaddikim for the 12 Shevatim. And so, with such a mother, yes, then there will be. That's the best recipe. Hashem says, no. For that, I already have tzaddikim in Gan Eden. I want a world that is not based on perfection, but based on Hidush, on creation, on struggles that have been won. Rachel gave birth to tzaddikim. Yes, she did. 2. Yosef was a tzaddik, and Binyamin. And actually, we are told in the Gemara that Binyamin was a bigger tzaddik the greater tzaddik than Yosef. The Gemara says there are 4 people who died, and they had to die because of the curse of the nahash, of the snake, not because they had sinned. And the Gemara starts listing them, and who is number 1? That's Binyamin, the son of Rachel. So Rachel was perfection, and she gave birth to children who were perfect. But Leah, she gave birth to children who had to struggle. Reuven, Pahas Kamaim, Yaakov says to Reuven, you act, you're quick, you're not thinking, you're impulsive. Shimon and Levi, you have anger management issues. And Yehuda, you're the one who gave the advice to your brothers to sell yourself. And then you had the whole story with Tamar. She almost got burnt alive. At the last moment, when Tamar was going to be taken to be burnt alive, she gave a bag to the person who was leading her to the fire and told him, give this bag to Yehuda, and he'll know what to do. What was in this bag? Inside the bag was the proof that Yehuda was the father of the child of Tamar. That Tamar did not do anything wrong. So here Yehuda had a struggle. He had 2 choices. Either to ignore the proof and just let her go and burn, or to admit publicly that yes, Tamar is right. She did not do anything wrong. I am the father of this child. So Yehuda is the one who came, who reinforced Teshuvah, because also Reuven had done Teshuvah. But Yehuda reinforced that Teshuvah. And so Leah's children brought Teshuvah into the world, reinforced Teshuvah into the world. And they teach us, you fall, you fail, so fix it, get up, fix it. If you fail, it means that you have the capability to start something again, to start again. And you also have the capability of knowing that you're going to start something, and maybe you're not going to finish it. But that's okay, because that's not perfection. Hashem doesn't want perfection. But you have to start. And so Yehuda showed us. He was so brave and showed us the right way. So not just Yehuda, all the children of Leah showed us the right way with the struggles that they had to struggle with. And they all learned it from their mother, from Rachel. Struggle and march on. Keep going. Leah showed us the way of Teshuvah. And this is what Hashem wants from us. Teshuvah. Because Teshuvah is a creation. Teshuvah is doing something that is not expected. And the end of his life, Yaakov asked to be buried next to Leah. Wow! Yet Leah was not his favorite wife, right? But it seems that at the end of his life, Yaakov sees that all his children are surrounding his bed. And they are all Banim Tzadikim, because they all overcame their struggles. Leah taught us to do our utmost, to do our best, even if it's not perfect. So the best thing that we can do is to recognize our mistakes, fix them by doing teshuvah, and continue to march on. So may Hashem bless us, that this year should be a Shana Tova, Shana Mevorechet, a blessed one, a good one with Parnasa ben Nahat, with Shalom Bayit, Shalom in Eretz Yisrael, with good health, and Refuah Shlema to all the Choleim, with Nachat and success with our children, and success in everything that we do, guidance from Hashem, and protection from Hashem, and above all, that may Hashem bring back His Shekhinah. His Shekhinah is His light. That light that we are missing in the world because we don't have the Bet HaMikdash. And if Hashem brings back that light, then that would be the end of the Galut.